Hello, hello, hello. It is me, your True Hill Phenom SP3. We are live on the Sportskeeda Wrestling YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter for another edition of Smack Talk. We have the usual suspects as well as a special guest here with us for a huge episode here.
Special needs. That's what I'm
Of course, we have my good brother all the way in Las Vegas in his Airbnb, Rick Uccino.
What is going on, guys? Did anything outside of I don't know, 10 o'clock your time? Anything about that other than that matter tonight at all? I think the answer is no.
Not at all. And of course, we have the wrestling legend himself, Dutch Mantell.
Thank you. I am here. What we starting with tonight, Mr. Sid?
Oh, we are definitely starting with AEW, but we have to introduce our special guest.
I was getting ready to say, what the hell? What the hell? Everybody else gets the introduction. I'm just sitting here with a mask on, protecting myself from Dutch.
The one and only star maker, the king, Kenny Bolin.
Well, I'm wearing this mask today because Dutch is down there. You're still in Florida, right?
I can't tell you that, Kenny.
Well, I didn't think you wouldn't own up to it if you were, but I've heard about these computer viruses, and I figured with Dutch down in Florida, if anybody could transmit a computer virus tonight, it'd be. But I tell you what, I'm going to take my chances because this is one of those good masks. It filters me out real good. So there we go. Now I'm sounding like $1 million.
You should have wore that about 20 years ago.
Well, that along with some sunglasses covers up about 80% of my ugly. So it would have been a damn good idea. I'd have got a lot further in the business if I'd have done that.
Well, as always, guys, if you're watching us on YouTube, drop a like on this video, share this video on all your favorite social media platforms, hit the subscribe button if you're new to the Sportskeeda Wrestling YouTube channel. If you're watching us on Facebook or Twitter, tag a friend in the live chat. We want to know what you thought about one of the biggest nights in professional wrestling history in quite some time. And of course, this is Smack Talk, so we usually talk about SmackDown, but I had to, get to the Sportskeeda executives.
Is somebody's heart monitor on? Is somebody's heart monitor on?
I think it's Dutch, maybe.
Your heart monitor hooked up.
Please shut up.
Smoke alarm going on.
What the hell? Did Dutch, he got out of the show earlier today. Now he set his house on fire so he doesn't have to do the show. This is terrible.
Boy, we're off to a great start.
Already off the rails as
just
usual.
Like the city of Chicago, hot tonight.
Hot in Chicago. Well, for about 20 minutes it was.
Like I said, we usually talk about a SmackDown on this show, but I had to get to the Sportskeeda executives and ask them if we can review AEW Rampage this week. And
wait a minute, you go to the executives and get permission? I just do what the hell I want. They're not going to do anything to me.
Well, it also had to talk.
Just ask me. You got permission.
Also had to get to Dutch and have him, start an hour later. So that's a lot.
Dutch has got a fire extinguisher right now.
we just got a shot of
monitor, fire alarm, something. Dutch do anything to get out of a show. I'm telling you, man.
Everything good, Dutch?
You're muted, mic's off or something.
I really had a fire, not a fire, but it was an electrical outlet that was shorted out.
Damn. Well, I was trying to make a joke.
You're trying to make a joke. I could have died, but you don't give a shit.
Don't.
What did I say? We're starting off
if Dutch, if you're ever going to die on the air, I hope you burn in your house while you're on the air with me. I truly do.
That is very kind of you, Kenny.
Nice as I can be tonight.
Your sympathy has always been your strong point.
It normally is.
We're started off hot here, just like they started off hot on AEW.
We're making jokes about Dutch's house on fire for crying out loud.
They promoted it as the biggest announcement in AEW history, and boy, oh boy, was it big. The crowd in Chicago in the United Center were chanting his name, and the music hit Cult of Personality. Look in my eyes, what do you see? God, and he came out, and what an amazing
we set his
reaction.
House on fire so he'll quit singing.
No,
How
I'm
about
gonna
that?
keep singing. I'm gonna keep singing because it feels so good to see CM Punk back in professional wrestling. You can see the emotion on his face. The Chicago crowd went insane for him, chanting his name. They went to a commercial break with the crowd still chanting his name, him hugging the fans in the crowd. You could see people crying in the crowd. It was such an emotional moment.
Marks.
Yes, they were, but
I-
it's a
I
good thing.
cried a
That's
little
a
bit
good
myself.
thing. I got emotional watching it. It was great.
Oh, you
And-
did not.
Yes, I did. Of course I
God.
did.
What the hell?
The
was a
co-host of
great
my
moment.
show, JJ Arwood, who I guarantee is watching tonight, he predicted. Now I'm dying to hear Dutch's prediction. He predicted the ratings tonight. We're going to go from a normal, they get 700,000 viewers, I think I've heard. He's
Yes.
predicting they're going to get a 2.5 because CM
Whoa.
Punk showed up and did a 20-minute promo.
Maybe a million.
That's what he's predicting.
I think they can hit a million, but he cut a masterful speech, a masterful promo, one of the best lines in it, talking about him leaving Ring of Honor in 2005. He says that on August 13th, 2005, he left professional wrestling, and August 20th, 2021, he has come back. So it was just a great promo. He talks about he wants to verse the young guys in the crowd, in the locker room, and he calls out Darby Allin. He makes a challenge for All Out. It's going to be Darby Allin versus CM Punk in probably what should be the
exactly
main
who I would have called out if I'd been out of the wrestling business for 7 or 8 years or however long it's been. If I'd have made a big comeback, I'd have looked up in the rafters and I'd have called out Darby Allin. That's Dutch. You?
Yeah,
I'd have called out.
I'd have called out you.
Yeah,
Beat
and
the-
I'd have
beat the
come
crap
too.
out of- I was
In a wheelchair, but I'd have come.
Darby Allin, what a great spot for him. 'Cause he got
Yeah.
over more just standing there and
Next to
looking at CM Punk and standing next to Sting. He got the big rub and he needed that. That will help him a lot.
He did.
What did you guys
Even-
think
even
about
Philly
CM Punk's promo, Kenny?
He is a master promo cutter, without a doubt. My problem is, and I talked about this on my show tonight, where we have the record views. There's like 8 million views over there tonight. I just don't buy him whipping anybody's ass. Me and Dutch talk about that from time to time. You see Dutch Mantell, Jerry Lawler, the countless ones in Memphis. I mean, they had guys that looked like they could whip your ass. CM has never looked like he could whip anybody's ass. And you got all these marks that are buying into this. He got an MMA, he got his ass handed to him. They handpicked matches for him he couldn't win. I'm sorry, but that's what happened. He ducked a fight with Tommy the Green Ranger because Tommy the Green Ranger from the Power Rangers would have beat his ass. He was 4-0 in MMA. And I'm sorry, he's a guy in a tracksuit with a bad hairline. And I just don't buy him whipping anybody. Great promo, though. Great promo.
15,317 people thought he could whip somebody's ass.
Yeah, they had that going for him.
That's what it matters. CM
But-
Punk, he helped that town a lot.
Well, Chicago needed some help, no doubt. But outside of Chicago, what does he do?
If
he'd have been in Louisville and challenged me, they'd have booed him out of the building. It'd have been 22,000 fans going bowling, and I don't even wrestle.
Well, we will see with the ratings, but if social media is any judge of it, the people outside of Chicago are very interested in CM Punk returning. Rick,
Yeah.
I think he said it best. His connection
Thank you, Sid.
his
Tell
connection
Bolin.
his connection with the people, that he's one of us, really is the reason why people love CM Punk the way they do. What did you think about the return and the promo, Rick?
It was perfect. It was perfect. It was everything that it needed to be. You open up. You don't even let the announcers really kind of even spoil the moment. You got the massive CM Punk chants, the loudest pop I've heard all damn year. I think bigger than when John Cena returned, which is to be expected. He's going to be red hot in Chicago. AEW has been on this roll of trotting out the hometown heroes and treating them like kings when they come back, kings or queens. In the case of Dr. Britt Baker, this was phenomenal. I love the fact that you could see the emotion in his eyes. I love the fact that he just didn't give a crap. He dive bombed, like crowd dived into the fans in the front row. That was insane.
Now, you don't think that was set up? Are you telling me you're buying that and he just jumped into 50 people he didn't know? Are you telling me that?
I would buy
in this
it,
day
CM
of
Punk.
COVID.
I bought it.
Oh, shut up, Sid, for crying out loud.
I did.
Just shut
I
up.
did.
I
That
love the
was
fact
50 people. That was 50 people he got passes for. Those were all comp tickets. It was all orchestrated. No one's going to jump into a sea of 50. He could have got stabbed, for crying out loud. He could have got COVID before
You would have got stabbed. I believe you
I
would
might
have got
have.
stabbed, but not
Well,
CM Punk in
who the
Chicago.
hell's going to catch me? And I'm not jumping over that rail anyway. So that was the least of anybody's worries. But no, that was set up. It was staged. It was rigged. It was orchestrated. Come on. Quit being marks, for crying out loud. We're paid professionals here. Right? You pays us good money to be here, and you're marking out and buying into this crap. You got to be ashamed of yourselves. I know Dutch ain't buying into it. He's smarter than that.
The number one rule in professional wrestling is to make them believe. Make it be believable.
Well, it worked on YouTube. Worked on YouTube.
I bought into the moment, Kenny. You could see it. It was genuine. It was electric. He jumps into
You're
the crowd.
paid not to buy into the moment.
Out.
You're supposed to see through that crap. You're supposed to be smarter than that. WLW is wasting money on you. They should hire me. I should be at WLW. The big one.
So now
I'm in a bad mood. I've been doing podcasts for 13 hours a day. Ever since Stone Cold Steve Austin dropped my name, I'm in high demand. Everybody wants me. Wasn't that a song, Dutch? I think it was. I can't get any sleep anymore because I'm always doing podcasts.
Kenny, I'm heard on 38 states across the country every morning, my man.
Yeah, well, because you got a face make the radio. Let's keep it that way.
But I love
it. And you're in 38 states if you broadcast at night. WLW doesn't get outside of Cincinnati, Ohio until about 9:30 at night. So don't be telling that story. I know how sunspots work.
I disagree.
About?
Yeah, the WWL getting outside 38 states. I get him in Florida, but not in the daytime.
At night, yeah. Yes. I can sit on the beach in Tampa, Daytona. Doesn't matter. There's no mountains down there.
Sid, you want to know what I thought about that interview?
Yes. What did you think?
He didn't have to say anything.
No, he didn't.
The crowd did all the work for him.
And he didn't for 9 minutes. 9 minutes, he never said a word.
Sid, was I talking?
Yes, you were.
And was I rudely
interrupted? Sid interrupted you, and I apologize for that. Sid, shut up and let Dutch talk. Quit hogging the goddamn show. I'm sorry. Dang show.
He didn't have to say anything. He could just, and you could tell he was captured in that moment. And he went out and he sat down on the stage, which is his trademark, and they popped to that, and then he jumped in the crowd, like you said, and they popped to that, and I think that interview was not scripted for him. He just off the top of his head, and all he had to get in is just they probably told him just go out and say what you feel, and make sure that you get Darby and Allen in at the end, and then you got it. And he took it. And he ran with it, and it worked. But after the first 20 minutes, I think the show was kind of.
That was the only drawback to starting with CM Punk is you reached your climax after 20 minutes, and then the rest of the show had to try to live back up to that. It didn't work. It was going to be impossible.
But I think it was the best thing to do to open with CM Punk. Because I think the crowd may have turned on you a little bit. Those Chicago crowds they're famous for that.
Kind of like Philadelphia, they'll turn on you in a heartbeat.
Yeah,
you've never been to Philadelphia, Kenny.
I certainly have. 1997, Eddie Gilbert Memorial, 5 spots, tore the house down. Almost 350 people in a hotel casino. Absolutely, I've been there. Don't you bury my appearances.
I love how they just reacted to everything he did. Just him sitting down in the ring got a huge pop. Him saying that he wants to tell a story got a huge pop. Him revealing his new t-shirt got a huge pop. It just, everything he did, it felt like he was a bona fide superstar, and it felt like a special moment. Him also, one of his better lines was he couldn't stay in the place that he got sick in the first place.
Yeah, that was really good.
And it was nice references.
They didn't even have COVID back then, so I can't believe he said that.
Hey, he actually got sick. He got a staph infection that they didn't, treat properly. So I do recall that. But the comedian didn't show up tonight, so somebody's got to get the funny stuff out.
Hey, but that's good, Kenny. But it wasn't funny.
Yeah. Well,
to be a comedian, you got to kind of get some
take them out on the road, see what sticks, what don't.
I think the fact that it wasn't funny was funny though. We got Ozzy donating here, $4.99 super chat for Rick. Rick needs a new suit like Seth Rollins had on tonight. Don't worry, Ozzy, we will get to SmackDown, but not much to talk about there. But anyway,
in fact, Seth Rollins' suit is the only thing we're talking about tonight, and that's because of what he got on it. But we will get there.
We will get there. We would get there for sure. But I would say this was an A+ moment. Huge signing for AEW. With Dutch, we've asked this to you before. We'll ask it again. Do you think that this is going to be a boost in business for AEW now that CM Punk has officially arrived?
Oh, it'll be a boost. There's no way for it to be a negative. Just the merchandise sales alone is the boost.
They crashed the website 5 minutes into his promo.
Yes.
Have you ever seen the WWE website crash for selling merchandise?
Nope.
In other words, it was a work. Oh, the website crashed. Oh, we can't handle the sales. We can't handle all the t-shirt sales. WWE sells 1 billion more merchandise shirts than AEW will ever think of selling. It was a work. There is no way they crashed the daggum website. I got a merchandise store. I sell hundreds of items. Never crashed the website. You know why? Because it's impossible. You can't do it. It's all a big work. They shut it down to make everybody think, oh, better get back in here next week. We crashed the website. Just like that guy, the My Pillow guy. We crashed the website. Well, if you ain't got any information, if you ain't got any sales, crash the website.
Well, okay, Sid, you made an announcement. You think they'll hit 1 million people?
I think they would hit 1 million people on this episode.
I'm going to say 900,000, 950. I don't think they'll hit 1 million. But they
I said 900,000 earlier today.
I predicted 1.1, and I think I'm going high. Dutch might be more accurate than me. I'm trying to give the benefit of the doubt. I'm giving the benefit that there's more marks in America than I think there are.
But I think there's going to be a sharp decline after the Punk segment. I think they'll definitely have well over 1 million for that first 20 minutes. But
you don't want to be in that quarter hour.
Will the rest of the show be able to keep the number up is going to be the question.
Yep.
Yeah, I doubt that the rest of the show kept the number up, but I think they got a huge influx, and I like the way they did it. I like the way they did the entrance for the first segment, went to commercial. That's enough time for people to be like, see social media and be like, oh, I need to turn to TNT. I need to turn on to see one of the greater wrestling moments that we've seen all year long, or in quite some time. I would say that this was
we've had 2 years of nothing, so let's not get carried away. Dutch Mantell comes from an era that had 8-9 million viewers on Monday Night Raw. So let's not get carried away about 1.1 or 900,000.
But this is a different, you just said this was a different era. This is different. You can't.
So you're going to use my words against me is what you're going to do.
Exactly. You can't compare it.
Hang on, I think my house is on fire.
You go take care of that. We don't want to see your legs like we saw Dutch's earlier. But yes,
you shut up.
I'm doing a Jeffrey Tubin here. That's what I'm doing.
Do you Kenny think that Darby versus
don't do that on TV? He got in big trouble for that. He was almost off the air for 6 months for doing that on television.
Do you think Darby versus Punk is going to main event All Out in Chicago in 2 weeks, Kenny?
It kind of looks that way. It looks like the groundwork they've set up. And I mean, if you're going to bring somebody in like that, elevate some people. I don't know how old Punk is. I guess well into his 40s would be my guess. He hasn't worked a match in well over 7 or 8 years. When did he walk away? 2013. I retired.
Royal Rumble 2014.
Yeah, so he's been out about as long as I have. No, he said 2013 tonight, so he doesn't even know when he quit.
What city was
he's
that?
already seen now.
What city did he quit in?
Pittsburgh.
Okay,
Pittsburgh, where they were at last week.
I would have quit in Pittsburgh if I were there. I'd have done that.
So would I.
I think it's unanimous.
There you go. There you go.
Britt Baker's the only good thing to come out of Pittsburgh in the last 30 years. That's it.
What about Willie Stargell and Barry Bonds?
That's preposterous. Kurt Angle won a gold medal 25 years ago.
He called you out.
You messed it up again, Rick.
Back to WLW for you and your 38 states.
He wasn't born within the last 38 years.
He won a gold medal in 25 years. Come on.
That didn't happen in Pittsburgh, though.
We got Salty Bacon saying great moment, CM Punk, CM Punk, CM Punk.
That's one of my fans. He's a badge member. That's more bowling money coming in here.
You're blocked. There you go.
Blocking everybody from the bowling alley that donates money. Blocking all of you.
The spot of the night is when Private Party did that move over the top rope and missed Luchasaurus. I thought he killed himself.
Yes, we got it.
Oh my God! I said I didn't expect him to get up.
It It was a crazy tag match that they had next. Jurassic Express versus Private Party in the World Tag Team Title Eliminator match. The winner of this match would go on to the finals next week, and the winner of that will go on to versus the Young Bucks at All Out for the AEW World Tag Team titles. It was a lot of mistiming in the beginning. They did have a couple of cool spots, especially Jungle Boy being on Luchasaurus's shoulders and getting a Canadian Destroyer from Isaiah Cassidy, which got a near fall, but Jurassic Express got the win using the Jurassic Express finisher for the
Luchasaurus and Jurassic Express, and we wonder what's going wrong. Okay, all right, keep going.
Nothing's going wrong for AEW right now. You're the only one. You're the only negative Nancy. You didn't take a nap today.
Wrong.
You didn't take a nap today.
Wrong. You got two wrestlers. You got one in the crappiest mask in the history of wrestling, Luchasaurus. What was the other one's name?
Jungle Boy.
Jungle Boy.
But no, the other one. The other one's got a dinosaur name.
No, the team name is Jurassic Express.
Oh, well, excuse me. Sorry.
Yes.
Damn.
You should have took a nap, Kenny. Rick, what did you think about this tag
during
match?
that 3 hours would have been a good idea.
No, during SmackDown would have been good.
Well, I got news for you. SmackDown didn't air in Louisville tonight. We were preempted for Cincinnati Bengals football preseason. They didn't even air SmackDown. Well, it's on now. They're airing it at 11 o'clock.
Well, lucky
a little
you.
late, but I hear I've been got a stay of execution is what people are telling me.
So you can't talk about SmackDown.
Thank God.
Yeah, I agree.
Rick, what did you think about Jurassic Express versus Private Party?
Anytime I get to see my boy Luchasaurus, I'm a happy guy.
Your boy Luchasaurus. Oh my God.
I'm a big Luchasaurus guy.
Oh, you're the guy. You're the guy. Okay.
I'm not the only one. Did you hear?
You're the only one.
Did you hear the pop, Kenny, when Jungle Boy's music hit tonight?
No, I did not. I was watching the show. I heard no pop. I heard CM Punk do a 20-minute promo, and then I heard silence for the rest of the night.
Then you had your volume down very low.
And by the way, every time I've ever jumped over the top rope and missed the landing, I got up every damn time.
You're always making fun of Dutch's hearing, but it seems like you got the bad hearing tonight, Kenny.
Yeah,
I hardly ever make fun of Dutch's hearing. Hey, as a matter of fact, I'm shocked Dutch is here tonight because I hear that they advanced to the final four of the shuffleboard tournament they're in tonight, but it was canceled due to sleepiness. So I'm just thrilled Dutch is even here.
What, you got something against shuffleboard there, Kenny?
Yeah.
No, I'm proud of Dutch. Dutch is one of the top 5 shuffleboard players in the country. Hell no, I ain't got nothing against shuffleboard. But he blew us off today because he had an early morning appointment at the shuffleboard tournament. So he blew us off.
Well, since we didn't see Dutch,
but the Cincinnati Bengals canceled SmackDown in Louisville tonight, so I got out of that. So me and Dutch are the smartest two people here right now.
I don't know what I would rather watch: a preseason football game in which the Bengals had 50 yards in the first half, or SmackDown.
Oh my God, playing the Washington Who? They don't even have a name. They got numbers on their helmets.
Dutch, what did you think about Jurassic Express and Private Party?
You shouldn't say anything more.
What is the name of that little bitty guy running around?
Marco Stunt.
Marco Stunt.
Oh my God.
Marco Rubio. He's about the same size as Marco Rubio.
Oh, Rubio's taller than that.
He's straight out of Spike Dudley's
little bit.
Yeah. Spike Dudley class right there.
Well,
Spike
see,
Dudley
to me,
2.0.
I'm not familiar with any of these AEW guys. I just been reading about them.
Mm-hmm.
And the match was okay, I guess, for what it was intended to be, but it's not.
I've walked into elementary schools, and don't ask me why, but I've walked into elementary schools that got kids bigger than Marco Stunt or whatever the hell they're calling him.
You telling on yourself?
I dropped my kid off a long time ago. Quit trying to make something dirty out of it.
You telling on yourself, Kenny?
Maybe.
Kenny, they're on you, Kenny.
They wouldn't even let me say strippers today. I found out you was at a strip bar earlier today. That's why you couldn't make the show. I heard you weren't even going to be here tonight, but the executive producer, Raiju, who we revealed today is actually the only guy in the company. He puts everything off. Oh, well, the office says this. They don't want a 4-man booth, this, that, and the other. He's the guy calling all the shots. He's the one stealing all my money. And he wouldn't let me reveal that you were at a strip bar today instead of showing up to do the show like the rest of us were. Dutch had a legit excuse. He was at a shuffleboard tournament. You were at a strip bar.
Oh, you're talking to me. I thought.
Yeah, I'm talking to you.
No, he's
I
talking
wasn't
to
Your
you, Rick.
Airbnb with your bad headphones and lousy microphone. You're the one I'm talking to.
Hey,
With your Mick Foley shirt on, trying to look like somebody.
I wasn't supposed to be on the show this afternoon. I was at
Somebody blew it because you're here.
no, the show this afternoon. I was supposed to be here today. This afternoon, I was at the park.
Boots on the
MGM.
ground, as I heard it. I heard your pants were on the ground, but that's a whole nother story.
Boots on the ground, talking to the likes of Damian Priest and Nikki Ash and Drew McIntyre, and I could rattle them off. Sheamus. We're going to have like 8 different interviews that are going to be dropping on the Sportskeeda Wrestling YouTube channel as soon as this show ends, all the way up till SummerSlam. So
wow,
I've got a lot of really good stuff.
Drew's an OVW boy. Drew's an OVW boy. Did he say hi to me, by the way?
Well, let's get back to AEW, guys, so we can get through this
Please,
damn thing.
please,
Kenny,
please.
turn Kenny's mic off.
Yeah, just kill the ratings while you're at it.
He has.
Look at all his money rolling in.
Well, we got
he has high blood pressure.
Oh, well, hold time out. Put Salty Bacon up there. The Reds did not lose today. They won 5-3.
Well, we gotta answer this question. This is a hard hitting question. He paid good money for this question to you, Rick. Serious question. Do you guys enjoy doing this show with Kenny? Because Rick seems miserable.
Rick is miserable.
Yeah, Rick lives in a state of misery. We can't judge that.
This reminds me of my days in Cincinnati when I did a radio show with Wildman Walker. I'll tolerate it. I'll tolerate it for the paycheck. I'm here. I'm a trooper.
I heard the day they don't even pay you. You just show up here just to boost your WLW ratings to be seen with me and Dutch. What I heard.
Come on, Rick.
Oh, jeez, I got nothing. But it's AEW tonight. AEW.
I know you're in Vegas, but pull your head out of your lap, son.
Sid, the next match after that was Jade Cargill. Right?
Jade Cargill versus Kira Hogan. We got a video package with the 2 ladies before him. This one was very fast. It was over
90 seconds.
Over in less than that, 62 seconds to be exact. Jade Cargill wins with the Glam Slam. What do you think about Jade Cargill? I know you're not too familiar with AEW talent, Dutch, but what do you think of her as a look?
Oh, she got a great look.
Mm-hmm.
Great look. Who was that guy with her?
That's Mark Sterling. That's her manager.
But what does he add to it?
Yeah.
He talks for her. She's not the best.
I know that, but
yeah,
he's not either. I mean, all I got to do is see the girl. I'll watch her without anybody.
In all honesty, I saw him raise her hand. I didn't see the match. I did something else. Turned around. He was raised. I said, "Oh, I get to see her match finally," because I'd never seen it. The match was over. They'd raised her hand. It was all done. So I didn't even get to see the match. I'll have to back it up and take a look at it.
Kenny, we're not believing that.
I'm wondering how much of this got cut because Punk ran long.
I think a good portion of it got cut. This match and the main event. I think that the tag team match was the only match that got the time that they originally were supposed to get. But yeah, I think they let CM Punk go out there with however much time he wanted to take, and well deserved, because he was the highlight of this episode.
I'm going to talk to the smart guy in the room. I'm going to talk to you. What would it have been like if they gave Punk the whole hour?
I think to that crowd in Chicago, they would have loved it.
They would have loved it. I think the fans would have loved it. I think the marks at home would have loved it. Just give him the whole hour. They just hit the music and he refuses to leave. He just postpones.
Kenny, what if he passed the plate around to people just to give money? What do you think he would have collected or not?
Just pass the plate just to give him the whole hour?
Yeah, just give him some money.
No, a couple $1 million. A couple million.
I saw it.
2.5 million, the same as the ratings are going to be. 2.5.
I saw a tweet that somebody said that they should have just followed CM Punk backstage for the rest of the night. That would have been a better show.
It would have been as bad as I hate to admit it. It would have been a better show. It would have been better just to watch him eat catering or something would have been good.
Well, it was a really cool scene in the main event though when Mox came in to Wild Thing and he walks out and they got the big crowd of the 20,000 there in the United Center. How many?
No, there was 15,300. Quit jacking the crowd up. They 5,000 tickets they didn't sell.
I was talking about
the stage and stuff.
Yeah,
those aren't tickets, son.
That's the tickets they sold.
I don't know how many shows you booked or performed on, but those aren't tickets. That's called stage.
They have
people there. There was 15,300. Dutch said it at the top of the show.
The stage. They can hold 20,000 people without.
Well, they
the stage
can,
there.
but they didn't. They elected to have a
was
big
there.
stage. Don't
every
bug your
wrestling
eyes
show.
Up me, son. Don't bug
every
your
wrestling
eyes
show has a stage. Every wrestling show has a stage. What are you talking
15
about?
pounds. Well, not always. Memphis Mid-South had 12,000 people. No
Whatever the
stage.
hell it was, Kenny. It was a great.
It was
moment.
15,300. Don't jack it up by 20%, 25%. Don't lie to the people. That's why I'm here. You all lie all the time. Me and Dutch, I got to set you straight. Tell them, Dutch. Tell them how stupid they are.
I can't tell them that, Kenny. They'll team up on
That
me.
would fill the rest of the show, just like Punk should have done.
Dutch loves us too much to tell us the actual.
I don't think he does. That's not what he tells me in private. But go ahead.
I did like the main event. I thought Daniel Garcia was a little slow getting through some of his transitions, and the finish of the match definitely screamed, "We got the go home" announcement from the referee. Like, y'all need to wrap.
Oh,
this
just
up
smarting everybody up. There you go.
We can get everybody in the ring and do our thing and get our stare down and send the crowd home happy. But the rest of the show definitely seemed a little rushed after the tag match for sure. But this whole night was all about that 20 minutes.
It's only an hour. It's only an hour, and no one's going to want to see anything else after Punk anyway. Just give him the whole damn hour. Just give it to him.
Hey, I like the main event for how short it was. I think Daniel Garcia is a really good performer, but he didn't get enough time here tonight. It was only a 4-minute match. Did you take anything away from the main event, Dutch?
Yeah, I was glad it was over. That's what I took away from it. But see, I don't know Ortega. I don't know what they did to him, so I don't know how mad he is at them. Yeah. I think actually Moxley gave him a little too much, but they had 8 minutes? 4 minutes to go.
4 minutes. Well, they had 8 minutes for the show.
Seemed like 8. It really seemed like 8.
How big is that Ortega? What's his name?
Daniel Garcia.
How big is he?
I think he's like 175, 180.
Ooh, big guy.
Yeah. And I think Moxley actually gave him a little too much. That's what I'm thinking. But, hey.
What's your opinion on Moxley, Dutch?
Are you the moderator now, Kenny?
Well, somebody's got to do it. WLW sitting over there with bad headphones, a bad mic, and a bad
I've been feeding you both for this whole entire show. What are you talking about?
You called yourself a great podcaster earlier today, and I said never call yourself a great podcaster. Let other people call you a great.
Yeah, because you never brag. You never brag about
not me. That's not in me. I'm not capable of it.
Sure, right.
I let Dutch tell me how great I am.
I'm not gonna lie. This is more entertaining than SmackDown was tonight.
More controversy, more heat.
Kenny, what do you think about Jon Moxley?
Not a main event star. Wasn't a main event star when he was at WWE. He was the weak link of all three. He's got that stupid move he does into the ropes. It's absolutely ridiculous. He does it every damn one. I got no use for him as a main event star. He's a great promo. If he could wrestle as good as he could promo, he'd be pretty good. And horrible look, just a horrible look. Dutch Mantell on his worst day looks better than Moxley today. There you go. You want the truth? You got the truth. Might be a nice guy, and he's a hell of a promo. There's a lot of hell of a promos that don't belong in the main event on your top show.
There you go.
Tell me how great he is. Here, you know what? I got all night. I ain't going anywhere. There we go.
Oh God, we got to see your legs. I didn't want to see.
I got all night. Just tell me how great he is, so I can tell you how stupid you are for saying such a thing.
What do you think about Jon Moxley?
Oh, I think he's a great entertainer. I don't know if it's like everything. Every company has guys that's going to draw a certain segment of the population. I think they covered most of that tonight with CM Punk. And all the other guys could do would be grow off what CM Punk drew in that arena tonight. It was off the charts tonight when CM Punk came out. They went long for it. That's why the girls went 90 seconds or 60 seconds, which is not fair to them, but that's the way it works. And I actually think Moxley had a little too much time because they went so short.
There we go.
I looked at my clock. It was, I said, 25 after, and they still had 3 matches to go. You know, the commercials were longer too. You notice that?
Well, they knew they could sell the ad space tonight. Yeah.
The first break was 90 seconds. So that's going to mess with your other commercial time because they're going to stack them on there. Actually, the same commercial ran twice in the same break.
Paid double.
We got to thank Salty Bacon with the super sticker.
Another one of my
149.
marks sending you all money. Here we go.
Thank you.
Another one
We
of my
appreciate
marks.
that. We appreciate that. But all in all, I think me and Rick will agree. We liked Rampage because of the CM Punk mostly, but I think it was carried by that, and it made it a good episode. And the hour flew by again, right, Rick?
Yes. Yeah, no, that last hour was definitely, it felt like SmackDown was the part of the roller coaster where you're going up to the top of the really high hill, and then Rampage was just the way all the way down. It was and I think it took a long time for SmackDown to get through because we all wanted to see the CM Punk thing. We all had heading into SmackDown tonight, we had that in our mindset of let's get through this so we can get to CM Punk. And then WWE, what did they do? They gave us that show tonight, which started off with three rematches, boom, 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 and then.
So what you're saying is WWE tapped out. Is that what you're saying? WWE just tapped out.
They crapped the bed. They crapped the bed.
They phoned it in.
Don't say crap the bed when Dutch Mantell was in a shuffleboard tournament today. They don't like to talk about that.
They 100%.
Say that.
They 100% phoned in this show tonight. Is what it feels like. Outside of like 2 segments.
Before we get to would that be?
Well, that would be the one that closed the show with John Cena and Roman Reigns. That was another really good segment, I thought. And then it was both segments involving Edge tonight, and the brood bath or the blood bath as we know it today. That brought back some 90s nostalgia for me because that's when I started watching wrestling. That's the first time I ever saw Edge was alongside Christian and Gangrel and coming out of the flames up on the stage. And that's what one of the guys that really hooked me and got me into pro wrestling. So when that brood music hit tonight, that was a special feeling for me. That
now repeat that. What hooked you into pro wrestling again?
One of the first things that hooked me into on Monday Night Raw was the brood.
The brood, okay, all right.
Yeah, the brood with Edge and Christian.
Yeah, Gangrel used to hang out at my house when he was down helping out at OVW. Good guy, I really like Gangrel.
Yeah, so
he didn't speak very highly of you, though. I just let you know that.
Oh, that sucks.
But that was 2002, so he probably didn't know you that well then.
Okay, if you assigned go ahead, a numerical value to Rampage, what would it be?
A numerical value?
Yeah, 1 to 10. 1 to 10.
1 to 10. Yeah, 1 to 10.
Tonight or overall?
No, September last year.
Do you remember
talking
September?
about tonight?
On the 21st day of September, yeah. All right.
What would it be, Rick?
I'd give it a 10.
No.
Just for the CM Punk. That's it. That's the only thing that mattered. That was the only thing that mattered on tonight's show, and they nailed it. So
no, you got to spread it out.
It is an entire show. It is an entire show. After that 20 minutes, there's other stuff. It wasn't a 10.
I thought the tag team match was really good, so I'll give it an 8 out of 10. What about you, Dutch?
I'll give it the Punk gives it a 7. I think the girls match gives it a 5. If you add them in, it's probably about a 7, 7.58.
What about you, Kenny?
I was leaning more on a 7.5, so me and Dutch are pretty much in agreement on that.
Okay.
There you go. So
10, really, you gonna stick with that? 10?
The only thing that mattered tonight was perfect. So yeah, it gets a 10 from me.
Oh, geez, Pete.
Hey, everyone has an opinion. But speaking of what Rick just brought up, Edge,
and a lot of them don't matter. Did you ever think of that?
Yeah, everybody's got an opinion. It's just like assholes.
And a lot of them don't matter, is what I'm trying to tell you. Sometimes your opinions don't matter. Sometimes it's wiser just to shut up and let the smart people talk. Thank you.
That's great advice. I wish you would take it. Edge started off the show on SmackDown with a passionate promo. He was awesome. He showed a lot of passion.
Smack you in the mouth every time I see you in person.
In his feud with Seth Rollins, talking about how Seth has driven him to a place that he hasn't been before, the dark place. What did you think about Edge's opening promo, Dutch?
It was good, very good. I thought that whole segment there was perfect. But see, WWE is so predictable. But tonight, he did his interview and he left. I was thinking that, here's Rollins going to come. They did 3 interviews tonight in rings, and most of them were good. The Reigns and the Cena interview was very, very good. And the opening interview was very good. And Rollins was good, especially when you got to the dark bath or whatever, the black bath.
Yeah,
when they doused him at white.
It definitely
white
wasn't
coat.
that
He looked
brood.
great.
Yeah, it wasn't that brood color that we were all used to. I think they intentionally made it a little bit blacker because Edge dropped that. You know, I gotta go to a place in my heart where the blood bleeds black or whatever the hell he said.
No,
So
they can't. They don't do the bloodbath. They can't do the bloodbath. They have something like they've said before that they don't do blood. So why would they do like a bloodbath?
You know what?
So
I got news for you. They've never done bloodbaths. Never ever.
Well, obviously, you think.
Well, obviously not obviously because you're acting like it's a new rule. They've never done bloodbath.
Like blood out of somebody, and that's how they did the bloodbath. No, I don't think
blood out of you right now. Next time I see you, you admitted you're 5'2", 120 pounds. I wouldn't be running your mouth to me. I wouldn't do that. 5'2", 120. You need to shut up. Is what you need to do.
Oh,
hey, but I got a silver
this
tongue.
Is interstate. This is an interstate threat.
He's got a silver tongue and a platinum head.
Run down.
What did you think, Kenny, about the
card
Edge
at SummerSlam? And
well, I just told you that SmackDown was preempted in Louisville, and I haven't got to see it yet. So if you're paying any attention to the words that are coming out of my mouth, you would know that the only thing I can talk to you about is Bengals football.
I had to deal with you talking for an hour and a half earlier, so no, I haven't really been listening.
I made your show today. I've been the talk of the internet. I made your stinking show, so don't be acting like you didn't like me being on. You love me being on. And
I loved you being on. I loved you being on.
Sid, didn't you see that? CM Punk was trending number 2 all day, and Kenny Bolin was number 1.
That's what I heard. I mean, I didn't look, but that's what I heard. I expected it to be that way, to be honest with you.
Oh man,
Dutch was number 3 because everybody was worried about his shuffleboard tournament. They was wondering where he finished. He's hanging right in there with me.
Wait, Dutch, what did you think about the?
I'd like to give you a big hug, Kenny.
You told me that earlier today. We're gonna,
but I don't have arms like an orangutan, so I can't reach around him.
What did you think about the bloodbath?
Kenny, why are you so
lovable? Lovable? Is that where you were going? Lovable?
Dutch, what did you think about the bloodbath? What did you think about the bloodbath and Seth Rollins promo? Later in the night.
Oh, I liked it.
Raju was a big thank you. Where'd that lousy WLW guy go?
Raju is going to take some money back here.
I got your money today for you going to that tournament, and I got
going now.
I got WLW's money because he no-showed us.
I don't even know where we're at anymore.
Where did Rick go? Oh, there he is.
Yeah, there he is. He was laying on the floor.
Rick was tortured.
One of those girls from the club showed up. He had to lay down on the floor for about 2 minutes.
I see the top of his head.
A lot of people do.
There he is.
Jesus. The first match of the night on SmackDown was Jey Uso and Rey Mysterio in a preview of the SmackDown Tag Team Championship match at SummerSlam. I thought that this was a good pace matchup. Rey Mysterio at 46 years old, just always bringing it in the ring. What did you think about this matchup here, Dutch, to start off the show?
Well, it's a repeat like all the rest of them.
Yes.
This match, I look at Rey Mysterio. He is effing tremendous. He is like the gold medalist of WWE because he makes no mistakes. Everything he does is almost spot on. He got great timing, and his matches are enjoyable. See, how long did that match go? 6 minutes, maybe? 6 or 7?
Went 11 and a half.
But in a house show, in a house show, they'd have probably went at 15, 16, and they would have held the people. See, if anybody wants to learn to work, which leaves Kenny out, but they just need to watch Rey Mysterio go about his duties, and you would understand what it takes to succeed in this business. Because here's a guy, started in Mexico, weighed 150 pounds, and worked his way to this spot here in WWE through hard work and just not giving up. And he's good, very, very good.
And they told us,
Kenny.
Yeah, I've worked with Ray a few times at OVW when he come down and helped us out at Six Flags. And who would think that a man of that size and being very diminutive would be able to, at one time was the WWE World Champion. I would have never have seen it. fantastic talent. And my son thinks the world of Dominic. He thinks he's going to be the next big deal, that he's just learned a whole lot in about a year now, give or take.
Yeah.
He's coming along. He's I wonder who his real father is, but he's doing good.
Eddie Guerrero, I told you earlier.
You didn't say that, Kenny.
Well, that's not confirmed. I think it's somebody even bigger than Eddie Guerrero.
The story
I think Giant Baba might be his father.
The story of the match was pretty much that Dominic wasn't listening to Rey Mysterio. He tried to cheat, but it backfired with the referee catching him, and that led to Jey Uso getting the victory with the Uso splash. What did you think about this opening matchup here, Rick?
I'm kind of over this feud by the fact that we get some orientation of Mysterios and Usos. It's Jey Uso versus Rey. It's Jimmy versus Dominic. Oh, now we're gonna flip it up, and now these guys are going to wrestle each other and be involved again with one another tomorrow. Like, I have that out of all the matches on this card at SummerSlam, that's the one I have the least desire to see, is because these guys have been working with each other for 5-6 straight weeks now, and I'm kind of just done with it. So the match may have been great, and I agree with you, Dutch. Rey Mysterio is a legend. He's just as good as he ever was. He's one of the best. But when this match started tonight, it did not hold my attention for very long.
Yeah, I think this was 6 out of 7 weeks we've seen an Uso versus a Mysterio in some combination, whether it be a singles match or a tag team match. It seems that SmackDown is falling into the rematch city that is Monday Night Raw, because the next match was once again a rematch with Kevin Owens going one-on-one with Baron Corbin. I loved Dutch, our boy Baron Corbin, coming out with the Money in the Bank, holding it like it was a precious child that he stole from Big E last week. They had a fine match. It only went about 3 minutes, but Big E was very angry off of last week with Baron Corbin stealing the briefcase. He came down, and I love an angry Big E because it's a different tone to him. He came down, he attacked Baron Corbin. He tried to get the Money in the Bank briefcase, but Corbin attacked him from behind and took it back and ran off. What did you think about the match and the post-match with Big E, Dutch?
No, it was good. But who won that match?
Baron Corbin by disqualification.
Did they say who won?
Corbin by disqualification.
Did they say that?
No, they never said that, but you would assume because the bell rang as soon as Big E attacked Baron.
Again, there's nothing new about it. They're just following this. It's maintenance. That's all they're doing at this point.
Yeah, it was time. It was time filler tonight. Like nothing progressed in the storyline at all. No, I mean we're right where we left off a week ago. So
that's your go home show into SummerSlam. I can't believe they would just tap out and give up and not try to give the people anything.
Hey,
they gave us a really cool moment with Edge and Rollins and the bloodbath, and
that's about it, huh?
That was
remember it wasn't a bloodbath; it was like maple syrup or something. So
it was like dark goo or something like that.
Dark goo.
Kenny,
what's
your thoughts on Big E, and what do you think about him as a main event player?
Another one that me and my son agree on. We really think there's something there. I don't particularly like that big of a dominant guy who can work. Hell of a promo, being always the funny guy. And you were saying tonight we saw a different side of him. That's the side I've been wanting to see, because I think there's a hell of a match waiting there between him and Bobby Lashley. Two big boys that can flat out go. And Bobby's Lashley promos have come a long way since he was at OVW. I saw them pick up in TNA, Dutch. I don't know how many of those you saw when he was there, but I was watching and going, man, he didn't have that when he was here. And of course they had him with me, and then eventually I left when Paul Heyman was here, took a bit of a sabbatical, but he's come a long way. And Bobby has not aged a day. I managed him back in the early to mid 2000s, and here we are in 2021. And he looks better now. They showed him his debut against JBL. He looks better now than he did then. What are you shaking your head about, Dutch?
Well, he's been on vacation for the last year and a half, so he should look good. All he had to do was go to the gym and train. But he did have trouble doing interviews, even in TNA. So I haven't heard one of his interviews lately. So I'll take your word that he's improved.
Yeah, he's dramatically improved, dramatically. And like Cena walked in the door and he was just a promo machine the day he got there. He never needed to be with me. Lashley needed me, but if they turn him loose, he can do a good promo now. I think he's way more scripted in WWE than he was in TNA, because I actually liked his promos better in TNA towards the end than what he's doing now, because I saw him do some lightning promos in TNA. And I don't watch a lot of TNA, but if he was on, I would watch it.
Yeah, I think that's where he really got his promo chops and really started cutting really good promos. But we got to move on to the next segment, which was a promo where we had Bianca Belair getting interviewed about last week when she was attacked during the contract signing. She says that she doesn't even want to hear Sasha Banks' name. She hopes Banks is watching tonight because she's going to take on both Zelina Vega and Carmella in back-to-back matches. Later on in the night, we had those matches. She got through Zelina Vega pretty fast, but then had a pretty good back and forth matchup with Carmella and also got the victory there. What did you guys think about the promo and then the back-to-back matches? Let's start with Rick.
I mean, it was fine. I mean, this was, again, it was more time filler. We know the reports came out before the show tonight that Sasha Banks was not going to be at SmackDown, and there were at least some who were internally concerned that this match with Bianca tomorrow night is not going to happen. At least for right now, they went straight through. They put up the graphic. They promoted this. They
are they giving reasons for why Sasha may not be there or may not be there tomorrow? No reasons. Wow.
But Sasha and Bianca were held out of live events over the weekend due to unforeseen circumstances. And then the report came out on Wednesday from PW Insider that they were cleared. It was all systems go unless something else cropped up. And then all of a sudden this report again from PWI today said Sasha wasn't going to be at SmackDown tonight. And now people are starting to worry. So we don't know what it is. We don't even know if there even really is anything of concern, and everything could be full go.
Do you think they might be running COVID tests maybe?
That's what it sounds like.
And maybe they're worried about a false positive, and maybe
it could be a reason.
Make a test.
That would be the most likely, I would think, given today's circumstances.
Yeah,
you know, for sure. So I mean, it's probably got something to do with that. That would be my top guess. Anytime that there is a mystery absence, that's just today's day and age. That's the first place you got to go. It's on the reckless speculation side, but still, that would be my first guess. Yes.
Yeah, that seems like the most
I
likely.
I love Kool-Aid, by the way.
What do you think, Dutch? Do you think we're gonna see Sasha versus Bianca at SummerSlam tomorrow? Dutch?
What was the question?
Do you think we're gonna see Sasha versus Bianca?
It's a little late for Dutch. Let's be nice to Dutch.
It is now midnight.
Do you think we're gonna see Sasha versus Bianca at SummerSlam? Yeah. I think his neighbor crapped out his internet again.
His neighbor changed that password again.
Sid, I'll ask you a question. What do you do if Sasha can't go at SummerSlam?
You gotta pull out the Becky Lynch card, in my opinion. That's what I think it needs to be done. Like either Becky Lynch or I don't know what other options that you can really pull out as far as like the women's division, unless they're gonna give us Charlotte Flair in 2 different matches or pull her from the Raw Women's Championship match. That seems like their best option is to do Bianca versus Becky, because that's gonna get people's attention. That's a good way to respond to the CM Punk return. You gotta have a big time return tomorrow to gotta get the attention back on WWE, and Becky Lynch is one of their bigger female stars, so that would make sense.
Dutch, by the way, has a passcode decoder, and he got that password figured out at the neighbor's house, and he's back with us. So, well, welcome back, Dutch.
I do think that is the only thing that they could do that would match the star power for this spot on the SummerSlam card. And that's nothing against, the Liv Morgans and the Tegan Knoxes and anybody else we haven't seen for weeks now on the SmackDown side. Nobody else is going to be able to match and put this on the same level as Bianca and Sasha too. So it's a big loss for WWE if that match isn't on the card, for sure.
If the match is held, who goes over?
I think Sasha Banks. That's who I predicted earlier with Kenny. So who do you have, Dutch? Bianca or Sasha if it does happen at SummerSlam?
I think Sasha should go over. That's what I'm saying.
And you said
Yeah.
Bianca has had the belt for several months now, which is almost a good run in the WWE. So it might be time. But it is kind of concerning if they're not telling everybody why they're not at SmackDown, why they haven't been cleared. I don't know what's going to happen tomorrow that's going to make that happen Saturday that didn't happen Friday. So I would definitely have some concerns about that.
Yeah. What do you think, Kenny? Should they do if Sasha Banks is pulled from SummerSlam?
Oh, I'd put me and Dutch in the ring and just see if we could just what could, we couldn't hurt the show any. I mean, just let us air it out. Just get our differences out right there. Neither one of us is going to run from the other one. It'll be a good fight.
It'd be a nice running around the ring, right?
Nobody's running from anybody. What's going to happen after that?
Next up, we had the
That was
definition.
funny, Kenny. That was funny.
I appreciate it. 1 out of every 10 of mine will stick. It's not bad.
We had the definition of a time filler next, which was the championship contenders match between Tegan Knox and Shotzi Blackheart versus Tamina and Natalya.
I don't get that match. I don't get it.
It's
the only two in the ring was Shotzi and Natalya. The other two didn't even get in.
Shotzi, by the way, is a big sensation to my Filipino fan base. They just love it that they got somebody that's like them in the ring in the WWE. I hope they go to the Philippines eventually. She would be a huge draw over there. I'd like to see that happen.
I'm sure of that, but not with this match because they've repeated it now three times, a championship contenders match, and all 3 times Shotzi and Tegan got the victory, which made zero sense that Michael Cole called this an upset because this is the third time.
So 3-0, right?
Them. Yes, they have the third time.
Don't forget Tegan's win 1-on-1 against Tamina as well.
Yeah, yes.
Oh my.
Now 4 times this some combination of this
kind of takes that upset flavor off from it, don't it?
Yeah, that's why I was like, Michael Cole.
But they're the champs, Sid. They're the champs. They've lost more matches
still the champs.
Since they've won those damn belts. They've lost more matches since they've won, but they're the champs. So yeah, they're booked strong, Sid. They're booked incredibly strong.
Got to make them look strong.
And that's why everybody got really loud when Tegan and Shotzi pulled that massive upset tonight. Oh, I'm so glad what we're doing with this women's tag team division right now. It's great.
Keep it up.
You seem amped up. You seem happy about it. You seem thrilled.
They need more teams. This is why we're getting this match over and over and over again because there isn't anybody else.
Well, it seems like you got a lot of people. Seems like you got a lot of people sitting on the shelf they ain't doing anything with. I mean, at least. And now I'm here. Now
it's a warehouse.
Yeah. And now I'm hearing rumors that Asuka might be leaving. I mean, my God. I mean, I'll have no reason to watch the show if Asuka and Shinsuke leave.
Creative has nothing for Asuka, apparently, according to Wrestling
How
Observer
the
newsletter.
hell can that? Well, like I told Cornette back in 2005 when they sent Matt Morgan home, they said, well, we ain't got anything for Matt Morgan. I said, well, it seems to me we need to fire the writers and not Matt Morgan if you can't come up with something for Matt Morgan. Hell of a promo, hell of an athlete, great look. We got nothing for you. Asuka, one of the top 5 talented female wrestlers in the world today, in my opinion, if not 1 or 2, and we ain't got nothing for you. I mean, good God.
Well, they
fire
only
the
got 20,
damn writers.
They only got 20 writers.
Well, let's fire 18 of those, and maybe they'll work harder at coming up with something if they think their job's on the line. Let's do that.
Only got 20.
You're too bitter, Kenny.
Yeah, slightly. Just slightly. I'll get over it.
Next, we had yet another rematch of Otis with Chad Gable versus Montez Ford with Angelo Dawkins. This was another short matchup, only 3 minutes. Otis got the victory with the Vader bomb, keeping the heat on Otis.
Shouldn't it be the Otis bomb?
Yeah, it should be. But
yeah, Vader hasn't been around in a while. Let's call it the Otis bomb.
It will forever be the Vader bomb. But what do you think about Otis? Do you think there's any potential there, Kenny? As a
main eventer?
I won't say main eventer. I'll just say as a mid card star.
I got Dutch twice now. I'm 2 for 11 tonight.
As a NASCAR driver, Kenny.
As a NASCAR driver, well, it would be interesting to see him get him through the window. I'd like to see that. A little butter, a little Crisco might get him in there. Can he do 4 left-hand turns? Maybe. I don't know. Definitely not a main eventer. He's a good character for the show, We've taken him from one extreme to the other. I always hate it when they go from one extreme and then all of a sudden do you remember Johnny Polo?
Yes.
All right, Johnny Polo. Then Johnny Polo becomes Raven. What the hell? I mean, now what am I supposed to believe? Is he Johnny Polo or is he Raven? And I've met him. I was in a movie with him, big success, sold at Walmart for a few weeks. And I just never bought it because I saw Johnny Polo. So I couldn't get Johnny Polo out of my head to see Raven. Now, my son loves the character of Raven because he didn't see much of Johnny Polo. So when you go from one extreme to the other like that, like you did with, what's his name again? Who'd you ask me about?
Otis.
Yeah, Otis Campbell. I don't know. He's a good addition to the show. There's something there for him. Keep him out of the damn main event, though.
I'll tell you this much.
That's what would you do with Otis? If you had Otis on your roster, you booked a lot of wrestling in your day. What would you do with Otis?
Oh, there's I don't see him as a main eventer, but I do see him third match, fourth match from the top.
Yeah, there you go.
About mid card or high mid card, he'll get to that level.
All right.
What do you think, Rick?
Well, what about the expert out in Las Vegas? What do you got? You've been in a lot of matches.
I buy this Otis as closer to the main event than last year's Otis, who had freaking Money in the Bank in his possession for.
He did. You got me there.
I really was not looking forward to this version of Otis. I thought they stripped everything away from him that made him, a special character in WWE. And then, okay, now here's another big, serious guy.
Yeah.
But I love big, serious, badass Otis. As much as a Montez Ford homer as I am, I actually enjoyed this 3-minute match tonight. I enjoyed Montez coming out in the boxing gear and trying to stick and move and jump and jive and use his quickness to take out Otis. But Otis eventually catches him, beats the shit out of him, and pins him. I like this Otis. I like this Otis a lot. I love the tenacity, the meanness of it, and it's good. It's working for me. Alpha Academy is working for me on SmackDown.
Montez either looked like a boxer or that he was going to the beach. That's either one or the other. There was no in between there. But next you had a tag team match. It was Kingsuke Nakamura and Rick Boogs in his first matchup on the main roster versus Apollo Crews and Commander Aziz. Another short matchup. This only went about 3 minutes, but Rick Boogs got a nice showcase. He got to show a little power against Apollo Crews. Nakamura took out Commander Aziz. Commander Aziz got to show a little bit in this one, and Rick Boogs was the one that got the victory. He did his little riff of on the pump handle slam and hit the pump handle slam for the victory on Apollo Crews. How the mighty have fallen. Apollo Crews going from Intercontinental Champion to losing to Rick Boogs. But what did you think about the tag match, Dutch?
What did Crews do?
Nothing.
He's done nothing in the ring, and he's made somebody mad somewhere along the way.
That's another one my son loved. He thought that there was money to be made with him. And
was that talking,
right.
Sid? Was that talking?
Yes, you were. Yes,
well, you were struggling, and I was trying to help you out. That's what a good tag team partner does. I'm there for the hot tag, Dutch.
What happened to your background, Kenny?
Well, there was a $2 donation that wanted me to show off the artist of that Oscar poster. Bob Hazelwood ordered that for me. Had the artist sign it, and they paid a $2 donation for me to show the poster. And Simon Williams in England, a Marvel Comics artist, drew that picture of my mother. Yeah, he paid $2 for me to show that. So there you go.
Wow.
Yeah, that's twice as much as what he ever earned.
But I think Apollo Crews, he's made somebody mad. So we may not see him a while. He may go to NXT.
It's like on my show. So. You make me mad. You don't get seen for a while. Don't make me mad. Just don't make me mad, and you'll be all right.
This is the second time they did this because Apollo Crews disappeared for a while after he dropped the United States Championship to Bobby Lashley, and then he comes back in this new, Nigerian heritage where he's carrying a spear and he's got Dama Kato, aka Commander Aziz, next to him. And he's on TV every week getting massive promos. Then all of a sudden they put the Intercontinental Championship on him. He's getting a great push. And then the audience comes back and he's slow and they just dropped him. Completely dropped him for the live audience. Hot shot of the title over to Shinsuke Nakamura, and now he's losing to Rick Boogs. So this is the second time that they've just decided to do this to Crews after a pretty significant push.
Wow.
So what is the guy's name? Rick Boone?
Boogs.
Boogs. Spell it.
BOOGZ.
Oh, Z. Oh, I'm sorry.
Boogs.
So he beat Apollo.
Yes,
Yeah.
he did.
See, I don't get it. I don't get it at all. That was the match they could have left off tonight. I don't
Yeah.
see what that accomplished. I think that actually did more damage than it helped anybody.
There really wasn't anything accomplished by any of the matches tonight.
Nope.
It was a glorified house show. That's what SmackDown was tonight.
And not even a good house show, because most of these matches were like 3 minutes long. But finally, we got to something good. At the end of the night, it was a face-to-face between the main event of SummerSlam, Roman Reigns and John Cena. Roman and Paul Heyman were in their cockiest of moods. Reigns claimed that Cena lied to the people last week and said some stupid things. He's upset that Cena thinks that he can pin him 1, 2, 3, and he asks Heyman when was the last time that he lost, and Heyman points out that this version of Roman Reigns is undefeated. Cena's happy that the fans believe that anything can happen. Cena noted that a month ago everyone believed Reigns would beat him at SummerSlam, but becomes he's going to because he's going to shoot a movie. But now Cena noted that the movie part is true, but Reigns isn't keeping the title. He kept repeating his 1, 2, 3 line. He had the fans fully in his corner, a great pop, and the fans were chanting along with John Cena the entire time during this promo. He promised to win the title and break the record for WWE Championship World Title wins, and we're not going to see the Universal Championship until WrestleMania in Dallas. Reigns got so upset that he said that at SummerSlam, it's in Las Vegas, so he's willing to up the ante, and he says that he either walks out of Las Vegas with the Universal Championship or he will leave the WWE. He shook hands with John Cena, and then he lifted him up for the attitude adjustment, but Cena rolled him up. He only got a 2.5, but he said it was a 3 count, and he ran out of the ring saying 1, 2, 3, and that's how they went home going into SummerSlam tomorrow. What did you think about this final segment here, Dutch?
Oh, I liked it because they didn't have a big fight, didn't have a big schmoz. I mean, they've done everything they need to do. So whatever they've done, it's not going to help what it's going to draw anyway. I think they will. There are some people out there who might think that Cena may be going over to get his 17th?
Yeah.
Yes, 17th.
Championship.
17.
And because he led them to believe that, so they may believe that. And
Flair has 16, right? Flair has 16.
Yes.
Yeah, they both do, yeah.
So they're tied right now, correct?
Yes.
Yep.
I think they will bring Cena back at some point and give him 17.
Yeah.
I think because
I think there's no doubt.
He's meant so much to the company. So, but I like the end of SmackDown because the people were with it. They were there. I mean, they weren't there like they were with CM Punk in Chicago, but they were there. And it just goes to show you how much not only WWE, but AEW miss fans because fans make the show. I don't care. They make it at the gate. And if you're doing a match in front of them, which I've done many times, I wrestled in front of one time 12 people, and 3 of them.
Those are fun. Those are fun.
3 of those was family. So, but that's what you get when you start out in this business. You know, you don't have the big crowds. So, but I like the ending of SmackDown.
I think 12 was my record in Frankfort, Kentucky, and I never dreaded a show more because when your job is to get heat and you got 12 people to work with and 3 or 4 of them are family, it's dreadful. Nothing. I just rather go home, keep whatever money he's going to pay me, keep it. Just don't put me through this. And it's probably harder for the wrestlers because they got to get in here and perform, and you're performing on crowd response and you're not getting any, even if all 12 of them go nuts.
True.
What did you think about the final face-to-face here, Rick?
Like I said, the conversation between the two were great. I don't like Roman Reigns saying if I telling him, hey, I'm leaving WWE if I lose this match, because to me, that just solidified him as the winner in my book. I mean, I don't think they're going to do some massive, unless Roman wants to take some time off, which that would be a massive loss for WWE considering.
So he sowed doubt in your mind.
No, he solidified it to me that he's winning this match because I don't see them taking Roman Reigns off television.
But you immediately went to if he wants some time off. So there is some doubt there.
You did say that. You did say that, Rick.
Out loud. We all heard you.
I'm not saying 100%. I'm not saying 100%.
You never put a percentage on it.
I'm at 95.5.
Okay.
Right? There's
95.5. Okay. All right. That's a number.
The 5%. The 5% is that
the 0.5.
He might have asked for time off. That's the only thing I could think of. Maybe that's the case, but for me,
all right. So if he did ask for time off, who takes the slot? Who takes the slot if he asks for time off?
Oh boy, you
Cena?
better hope Edge is. You better hope Edge is
wait a minute.
around.
Who's going to take Cena's slot?
Exactly. Well,
they don't have a top heel or baby face.
Yeah, well, they're calling it the summer of Cena. They've already told you he's done after this. They told you that in the beginning. It's the summer of Cena. They didn't say it was the fall, winter, and spring of Cena. They called it the summer of Cena. He's done after this. Trust me.
Exactly. And that may have just wiped off my 5% right there because you would be taking John Cena, putting your Universal Championship on him, and then he disappears.
Yeah.
And Roman Reigns, the guy who's carried your show
taking some time off,
is also gone.
Yeah.
Edge is probably taking time off.
Yeah.
Who the hell are you going to?
I guess you better step up, Rick, you cheapo. I guess it's time for you to step up.
Are we to believe that they're going to make Shinsuke Nakamura the number one guy on SmackDown? Because I'm not buying
He should be the number one guy on SmackDown. If you're asking me, he should be number one.
That's a totally different conversation, and I would agree with you. But I don't believe WWE is going to put him in that number one spot. So there's no way, Roman.
Well, that's the problem we have. You book on common sense, and okay, but what would WWE do?
That's not common sense.
There you go.
The exact opposite.
Are all four of us about to agree on something tonight?
We finally got there at the end. We finally got there at the end.
Speaking of the end, we didn't even come to the point. They've been advertising this match that Charlotte Flair is going to be in. I haven't heard her name mentioned on this show tonight. What's up with that?
Well, she's on Monday Night Raw.
So she's not on SummerSlam?
She's not on SmackDown. We talked about.
She's not on SmackDown, but she is going to be on SummerSlam, right?
Yeah.
Right.
Do you think she's going to show up? She just blew off all those house shows.
She was on Raw. She was on Raw this week.
She was on Raw?
Yeah.
See, I didn't watch it.
That's what we're here for. Thank you all for stepping in.
Who do you think wins that one, Sid?
With Charlotte Flair?
Yeah, with Dorothy McGuire. Yeah,
I
think
who's not going to win it.
I think Nikki ASH is going to win because they made her lose all the way up until this matchup, and that's the reason because she's going to win in the end. Because if she doesn't, that character is completely dead. And Rick argued with me a couple of weeks ago for no goddamn reason.
Did you, Rick?
Well, I always argue with Sid for no goddamn reason. But
listen to the language on this show, Dutch.
My God,
I'm appalled.
It's after 12 o'clock, so we do it.
I was gonna say it's Saturday. It's the freaking weekend. All right, I don't care. It's after
freaking. I'd go with the F word after midnight. Come on, pretend you're on the bowling alley. Just go nuts.
Sid,
what is it, guys? Help me out.
I was dropping.
I got a question. My battery's about to die here. What is an NFT? What exactly is that?
It's electronic art. It's an electronic art piece.
And what's that mean?
I have no idea.
I've been hearing about NFTs. I said, "What the hell is it?"
Well, like Dutch said, his battery is dying, so that means we should wrap things up here. Kenny, please tell the people where they can find you on social media. Sir.
Right here on Cherokee Road. Just knock on my door, like I told you earlier today. Just come on over and see me. If you're wearing a mask and you've been double vaxxed, I'll even come out on the porch and talk to you. There's Dutch at the door. I thought he was outside. It was my house that was on fire, not his. You can reach me on Twitter at Starmaker Bolin. Everything I'm on is at Starmaker Bolin, Instagram, all those. And most importantly, come unless I've blocked you, and there's a lot of you in here tonight, been dying for an opportunity to come in here and see the King tonight because I've blocked you on my show because you're stupid and I don't want you on my show. But for those of you that aren't stupid and that are welcome, you can see me on the Bowling Alley, youtube.com/the Bowling Alley. Very easy. Even Sid will figure it out.
Dutch, where can they find you on social
Dirty
media?
Dutch Mantell at gmail.com. That's the only place you're going to find me.
I got your personal phone. Here, let me bring up Dutch's phone number in case y'all want to call
Rick, what you got going on the
909
Wrestling YouTube channel, brother?
Yeah, so we are going to have interviews dropping very, very soon. We talked to Dewdrop today, and I did ask her what her genuine reaction to the name change was. So you'll want to check out that answer for sure. So we got
You
Dewdrop.
should be sponsored by Mountain Dew.
We get.
There you go. If you want to reach the king, Dutch just posted it right there on the internet. So y'all can call me up. I'll talk to you.
We also have interviews dropping with United States champion Sheamus, with women's champion Nikki ASH. Let's see. We had Damian Priest. We talked to Jimmy Hart. We talked to T-Mac from The Bump. There are several others that are going to be coming out.
Did you interview Bobby Lashley?
I got 20 minutes with Bobby Lashley last week, so I let some other outlets get to talk to.
Did he bring up my name and tell you how great I was?
No, he saved that for Stone Cold Steve Austin.
Okay, well, the big show.
Yeah, the one that people actually watch.
All
you
the
can
numbers,
watch my entire conversation with Bobby Lashley right now on the Sportskeeda Wrestling YouTube
You know what?
channel.
You send me a link to it, and if I can edit you out, I'll watch it.
Have at it. Anyway, also follow me on Twitter at Rick Uccino, RICKUCCHINO. Appreciate y'all.
At what time are you on the big one, WLW? For those of us that want to listen to you in the 38 states we can hear you in.
I will be back in town this coming Tuesday at work, 6:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. I'll be on at 7:30, 8:30, 10 o'clock, 10:30, and 11 o'clock Eastern.
That's a little early for me in Dutch, but we'll get the word out.
And you can find me on Twitter at TrueHillSP3. You can find me on the Sportskeeda Wrestling YouTube channel. Our preview for SummerSlam tomorrow with myself and Kenny Bolin is up on the channel right now. Great stuff over there. Kenny was hilarious on that show. I don't know about this one, but you can also find me tomorrow.
Is it after midnight?
You can find me.
You can watch the show, or you can blow me. There you go. It's after midnight.
You can find me and Kenny live tomorrow following SummerSlam with Kevin McCullum on the review show live right here on the Sportskeeda Wrestling YouTube channel. Go hit that subscribe button, hit the bell to stay notified, and you can also find me on the True Hill Heat YouTube channel tomorrow at 11 a.m. Eastern Time with True Hill Heat 139. Our 4-year anniversary.
When's the next time I'm on? That's the most important thing. When are me and Dutch back on again?
I said tomorrow live after SummerSlam. Me, you, and Kevin Kellum, the comedy guy you were looking for earlier.
That clown. All right.
Like this video, share it on all your favorite social media platforms. So for Kenny Bolin, for Dutch Mantell, for Rick Uccino, it is me, your True Hill Phenom SP3. This has been Smack Talk. We are signing off until next